Hello, everybody. This is Bill Apter in a totally unscheduled Apter Chat. Bill Apter, the author of, as you know, Is Wrestling Fixed? I didn't know it was broken. There are two things that I wanted to talk about, and this is about 2 hours before Monday Night Raw goes on. So if you're watching this, that's great. If not, you'll catch it on the replay. The first thing is the amazing fact that Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks are putting on this show called All In Chicago at the Sears Center. And this was strictly based upon a bet where they had heard on Dave Meltzer's podcast that no independent company could ever draw like 10,000 fans in an arena setting. So Cody and the Young Bucks got together. They're funding this on their own. They're going to be paying the wrestlers and paying for everything. The amazing thing is that when tickets went on sale just a day ago, 10,000 seats at this arena went on sale. They sold out in about 40 to 45 minutes. The entire thing gone. On that show, they will have an NWA National Wrestling Alliance title match, and Nick Aldis will be defending his National Wrestling Alliance title. Rey Mysterio is going to be on it. Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, of course, and so much more. So hello, everybody who's out there right now. And I just think it's amazing. I think it's absolutely amazing that this was done kind of on a whim, just to say we can do it. And congratulations to All In. And it's going to be, it's not surrounding, this isn't like conventions and other shows that kind of take the bump off of WrestleMania from WrestleMania. This is its own event. Pro Wrestling Tees is involved in this. There's going to be a convention. CM Punk is going to be doing an autograph session. But listen to this. The seats, the 10,000 seats that went in about 40 minutes were sold out before there was even any mention of CM Punk doing any autographs. So this is quite amazing. So if you go to Pro Wrestling Tees, you can learn more. If you go to Twitter with all_in_wrestling_, you can find it there. I believe that's the correct Twitter handle on that, or just do a Google search on All In. But congratulations to Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks for doing this. And I mean, risking, if you remember back in history, Vince McMahon Jr. risked his entire bankroll to see if WrestleMania 1 would work out. Had it not worked out, he would have lost his shirt, his pants, everything. But it did work out, and you see what the future became for WWE. So this, to me, this All In is more like a Indie Mania. Yeah, that's what we can call it. But there's going to be, they haven't even announced the entire card, and 10,000 seats completely gone. This is totally unheard of and amazing. The other thing, and I'm going to get to your questions in just a moment. The other thing I want to talk about, and it will probably be announced on Raw tonight, but at the NBC was doing an event at Radio City Music Hall called Upfront, where a lot of their shows you meet all the celebrities and they do promotions about their shows. Well, WWE has been represented for the past few days. And today, Ronda Rousey was being interviewed along with Charlotte Flair. And all of a sudden, into the picture came the WWE Women's Champion, Nia Jax, the Raw Champion. And she said to Ronda Rousey, boy, you're doing great and all that, but do you think you can be a champion, win this? And Ronda Rousey said, I'm brand new in the WWE. There's a lot of people who deserve a shot at it. So, do wrestle one of them. Well, Nia Jax said, I'm not challenging any of them. I'm challenging you. And Ronda Rousey has accepted, and that match will take place at Money in the Bank. So two very big news items going on today. One, non-WWE All In, and the other one, Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax. So it's shaping up to be a real exciting time again in pro wrestling. So just to get to a couple of your quick comments here, Get the Tables podcast. Good evening to you too. Javi O, Mr. Apter, what's the best way to help support your projects other than watching the channel? Buy your book? Of course it is. Or the audio version, or both. This is available. This book about my 50 plus years, and I keep doing it. Yeah. You know why I keep doing this? Because a lot of people, because I love it, first of all, but a lot of people don't, they get bitter about what the business became, and they just don't keep up with the changes in wrestling. If you don't move along with the changes, you get left behind. So yes, please get my book, Javio. It's available on at most bookstores. I don't know where you reside. What state do you reside? You can let me know while we're on here, and I can get it autographed for you no matter where you are. And I don't know if I have a copy of the audio version, but in the audio version, which you can get from Audible or Amazon.com, I do a lot of the voices of a lot of the people that I write about in the book. Andrew Rojas, I got the audio version. It was great. Thank you. So, Javio, I buy it through Amazon or Alibris. Well, that's great. Where are you located, by the way? What state are you in? And when you do get it, send me an email to bapter@onewrestling.com. That's the number 1. And I will send you a personalized autograph sticker that you can peel off. It'll come right to your house. And you open the book up, and on the opening page right here, you just adhere it right to there. So so while I'm on here for another quick minute or two, if you have any other questions, Michael, good afternoon, Michael. And if anyone has a question, again, I came in here totally unexpected, just felt like doing this, and congratulating Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks on this amazing, like 40 to 45 minute sellout of 10,000 seats at the Sears Center for the incredible All In show. And as I mentioned, Kenny Omega, Rey Mysterio Jr., NWA champion Nick Aldis will defend his championship. Billy Corgan, who is now the man who owns the National Wrestling Alliance, was at the press conference yesterday, and he announced there will be a title match, an NWA title match on that show. Gerard Johnson. Hello, Gerard Johnson. Thanks for popping in. Again, unexpected. I'm going to do this every few times. By the way, also, if you'd like to support me, every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I always do my live video podcast. And this week, I think we're going to do a part 2 interview with Dr. D. David Schultz. Got a great reaction. And Robbie E. is supposed to show up again. So this is week number 3, giving you one more chance, Robbie E., if you will. Gerard Johnson, what do you think about Sergeant Slaughter's Cobra Clutch finisher? One of the greatest finishers in the entire world. I'm going to tell you a story that you don't know about. One of my assistants, when I worked in the office in Rockville Center, New York, in the magazine office, his name was Kenny. I called him Kenny the Kid because he was like my assistant. And Kenny the Kid apprehended a burglar in the building. And when the police asked him, how did you do this? He said, the Cobra Clutch. So Kenny the Kid, if you're watching out there. But yeah, one of the most devastating finishing maneuvers of all time. All right. Brad Nimbus, I have so many questions. Well, let me have one. I'd love to know what your all-time favorite event, you're saying favorite, F-O-F-A-V-O-U-R-I-T-E. So I'm assuming you're in Britain or Ireland or Australia. Where are you? Where are you located? Because I have a story to tell you about that. Pay-per-view or live show. I've been to so many great pay-per-views, and you're in Canada. Oh, right. They spell it there in Canada too, eh? All right. Sorry about that. It looked to me like the British spelling. But the reason I wanted to bring that up is Kayfabe Events and I are negotiating for me to come to the United Kingdom for a few days in November, where I will be doing my one-man show based on my book. What's it called? Is Wrestling Fixed? I didn't know it was broken. God, there was the favorite pay-per-view. Wow. They were all like lumped into one. You know what? I'm going to say Starrcade. The first Starrcade gave me goosebumps. It really did. The old National Wrestling Alliance Starrcade, promoted by Jim Crockett Promotions. That was the beginning of like all the big shows. And then, of course, the reaction, I forgot which WrestleMania it was, where The Rock and Hulk Hogan wrestled each other. And the crowd turned against The Rock and made Hollywood Hulk Hogan the hero on that one. So that's the first one that I can think about. It would be Starrcade. All right. Jerry Higgins, message retracted. J. James, 2020, Bill Apter's the Yoda of professional wrestling. A lot of people have called me the guru of professional wrestling or sports entertainment, and I definitely do appreciate that. Some more questions before I sign off here, if you like. Let me see what else. I do have some other things that I want to talk to you about. Pardon my back right now, or my side, actually. But my good friend, people always talk about the days that, or the time that I introduced Andy Kaufman to Jerry Lawler. And that started one of the great feuds of all time. And it's still a classic. Comedy Central still plays it. So my buddy Box Brown came out with this great book here, and it's all artwork here. And he actually put me in here and Andy Kaufman in here. That's me at my desk there, way back in the day. But it's a really fun read. And again, it's a graphic novel, and it's terrific. It's all, it's comic bookish. And Box Brown, you can get this on Amazon or any of your favorite book dealers. Okay, so M Song, hey Tony. He's talking about All In. Is it really sold out, or is it true that Scalper's got a lot of the tickets? I'm told it's really sold out, and it's not that Scalper's got the tickets. But you never know. It was so fast. From what I understand from the people I talked that are running the publicity on it, it was not a Scalper thing. Don't mention Scalper here because my comb over. But great to see you. Brad Nimbus. Nimbus, I'm marking out. I was addressed by one of my idols. Well, thank you so very much. I really appreciate that. And I idolize all of you who've been following me for all this time. Well, what did you say your name was? It doesn't matter. I had to do that. So I always get somebody. Jer Higgins. Hi, Bill. Have I ever been to Ireland? Yes. I went to Ireland probably about 8 or 9 years ago, just on a side trip when I worked for Alex Shane's FMW promotion and took a trip on my own to there. I loved Ireland. Absolutely loved it. Just a small part of it that I saw. Hopefully somebody from Ireland will watch this and say, well, why don't we book you in Ireland, Bill, to do your one-man show and do a book signing? I would love to do that. So you can contact me on Facebook or Twitter. Follow me. By the way, if you're not following me on Twitter, I'm at Apter1 Wrestling. That's the number one, not the word one. Don't get it confused. But yeah, And Jabby O, I'll see you at the matches. I'll see you at the matches too. Get me a ticket to sit next to you. Would love to do that. J. James 2020, Bill Apter is just awesome, man. Well, thank you very much. That is very appreciated. If there, MD Song, Tony, your thoughts about the volcano craziness in Hawaii? I've been to Hawaii on wrestling shows 3 times. Actually, I was the commissioner of Hawaii Championship Wrestling. Very sad. No one expected this. Luckily, my friend Johnny Walker, Mr. Wrestling #2, he lives there and he's off the island. He's doing an autograph tour in the Georgia and Alabama area. Yeah, 2. God, it sounds like this. But no, I'm very so sorry to hear that, and I pray and wish nothing but good things to come to the people in Hawaii. It's a tragic event, and I just hope it stops already. I can't even imagine that. All right. Well, thank you, Jer Higgins, for letting me do your call out. Anyway, once again, Ronda Rousey. Oh, Brad's got another. I'm sure you answered this before, but who was your favorite wrestler to photograph? In different eras, there were different people. Early on, it was Bruno Sammartino, and man, I miss him. I really do. Jack Briscoe was terrific to photograph. Chris Jericho, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Jericho and Steamboat would stand there like all day if I asked them to for me to photograph them. They were so easy to photograph in the studio. Tony Atlas was an amazing subject to photograph in the studio as well. Probably one of my favorite photograph times, I'm looking down again because I'm looking at my book here, is something no other photographer, maybe one other photographer, ever got to do. When Harley Race was the National Wrestling Alliance champion, and Nick Bockwinkel was Harley Race was the NWA champion, National Wrestling Alliance, and Nick Bockwinkel was the AWA champion. I had a studio set up in Houston, Texas, where they were both on a card. I'm going to show you this picture from my book. That's me with hair, comb over in the front, photographing both of them with the belts. So that was one of my favorite times photographing them. And I have here, hold on a second. Don't go away. Don't go away. I hope you're all still there. But this is the actual camera that I took those photographs with. It's my old Nikon FM. So everybody smile here. Group photo. Okay, we got it. Now I have to have the film developed. Film? What's that? Take a look at, Google it, kids. Dan Bowen, is wrestling fixed? Dan, I didn't know it was broken. I really didn't. 86 Comp Geek. Hey, that's an unusual name. Bill, any chance we can hear some Barry Manilow rap? Sure. Give me a minute here. Brad says, fantastic. Jabio, do you still keep in touch with the current PWI staff? I am glad you mentioned that. I still stay in touch with Craig Peters, Stu Sachs, Gary Morgenstein, who everybody thought was me, too. Gary Morgenstein may be coming here in the next 2 weeks. He's an author. He's got a book out called A Mound Over Hell. It's not a wrestling-based book, but look it up, and you should order it and tell him that Bill Apter sent you, so I get $1. But Gary is planning to come here somewhere in the next 2 weeks. I asked him to come down to Apter's Alley and promote that. Who else do I talk to? Brandy Menkevich I talk to once in a while. Eddie Ellen and I stay in touch on instant message once in a while. He's got a yoga studio out in Los Angeles somewhere. I think it's called Yoga Soup. Okay, I'll get to the Barry Manilow rap. Which Barry Manilow song do you want me to rap? MD Song, my buddy Tony, a lot of the old matches I saw, how the photographers were very close to the action. What was the scariest moment for a photographer in history, oh, I can't tell you. In history, for me, it was the velocity, the velocity of guys coming straight out of the ring when they were kicked out of the ring and right onto us photographers. I got bashed by Bruno Sammartino, Pedro Morales, and so many, Ric Flair, so many heavyweights. It was amazing. Bill, it's Don, not Dan. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Jane Ward. Hi, Jane Ward. Jabio, do you read the stories from the current PWI? Once in a while. Copacabana, you want me to rap? Whew. I don't do this for everybody, but since you're a follower of mine. Her name was wait. I need a baseball cap. I don't have a base. Give me 1 minute. I will be right back. All right, don't any of you go away. I took a group picture, so all of you have to stay in the room here. Can't do this without if you're going to wrap. This is the official, and I don't have any more of these left. I'll get them made up if you people promise to order them. This is the official Is Wrestling Fixed. I didn't know it was broken baseball cap. So let me see if I can do a Barry Manilow rap. Copacabana. Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl with yellow feathers in her hair and a dress cut down to there at the Copacabana, the hottest spot north of Havana. Okay, that's the Barry Manilow rap. Okay, I'm doing until this battery dies. I think it's got 2 or 3 minutes. Let me get the comb over back here. So thumbs up, thumbs down on that 86. I hope you like that. Velocity plays. Bill, any sources if Lashley will face Lesnar in WWE? It's got to happen. So I don't know for sure. Johnny Dunlap from Northern Ireland. Hi there, my boy. Any plans to do your show in Northern Ireland on the UK tour? Also like you reviewing wrestling books you've been sent. Any recent recommendations? Get in touch with Kayfabe Events on Twitter and ask them if they would consider booking me. I'm going to be there in November in the United Kingdom. They're setting up a tour for me right now. I would love to come to Ireland. So they are booking me overseas right now. So, yeah, I would love to do that. Book recommendations. Budios. Jim Crockett Foundation. The Crockett Foundation, when wrestling was wrestling. I don't read a lot of wrestling books because a lot of former wrestlers just knock what the business is today, and I'm still alive in it, and I like everything that goes on. It takes place in 4 or 6 corners, and it's still real to me. But thank you, Johnny. You'll contact your local promoter, have them get in touch with Kayfabe Events and see if you can get me booked over there. Airfare, hotel, and my fee, and I'm good. I'd love to come back to Ireland. 86 says thumbs up, better than John Cena. Now you get a second song from any other artist. Let me know who you want. You're good. You got me now. 7, Cody and the Bucks should feel bad. They didn't go for like 15,000. No. I don't agree with that. You got to start off seeing if this will work first. Next year, who knows? Madison Square Garden, who knows? But yeah, no, it's crawl, walk, run. That's my philosophy. Velocity plays. I heard that CM Punk was rumored for some wrestling thing like autograph signing. Do you think that's a hint for a WWE return? I don't think it's a hint. He's going to be signing autographs at a convention set up by Pro Wrestling Tees on that weekend of All In. So did speak about that. Jane Ward, you're a good YouTuber. Well, thank you. I love being a YouTuber. I've been on YouTube for many, many, many years. Velocity Plays. Is it true that Ellsworth is going to TNA? I've heard nothing definite about that. So, Tim, you know what it is with me? Until somebody shows up, there can be so-and-so is signed with so-and-so. Until they actually show up, I don't buy it. I got to see them. Got to see them doing that first. Okay, we got 2 or 3 minutes before my battery dies here. I have not brought my my plug-in thing with me because I was just going to come down and do 2 minutes, and you wonderful people have had me on for 25 minutes now, and I love it. Any other questions before I do my end plug? So, Javio, is Impact the real number 2, or would it be New Japan Pro Wrestling or not, or another? It's whatever you think is number 2. It's the arena of your mind. 2 days ago, Twitter said that this is my 8th anniversary with them. You mean you, Tony? Right. Well, congratulations. Happy 8th anniversary with Twitter. I'm glad to hear that, my friend. Tony has been a friend and a fan of mine dating way, way back. And because of social media, we've been able to embrace that friendship even more. And with all of you, too. I'm so flattered that people think enough of me to follow me. So pass it down the line. Have your friends follow me on onewrestling.com. Please subscribe to onewrestlingvideo.com if you haven't. I still have some more videos from WrestleCon that I haven't run yet, which I will be doing soon. Bill, WWE should hire you. Read my book. They did at one point. Of course, I'd like to work for them again. And I do. I'm on the network. I'm on tons of shows on the network, and I was so flattered to be included on the Bruno tribute on not only the network but the USA Network on Monday Night Raw. It was taped 3 years ago. I was a talking head. What is the latest on Neville? Is he still contracted to WWE? I haven't talked to him in a while. I'm going to find that out, and I'll make a note and try and talk about that on my video podcast live on Thursday. Jane Ward, you should visit Portuna in Ireland. I want to get me booked in Ireland. I would love to come there. Definitely. Obviously, and it's late there. 6:79. It's like 12:41 or 11:41 in the evening there. Bill, if NXT offered a job, would you go there? Yes, of course. Why not? Where is the Hurricane? I think he's out to dinner with his beautiful wife. He does a lot of independence. Just go to his website and follow him, or follow him on Twitter, and you can find out all his dates. Last question. Velocity plays. Did you think that Hornswoggle got eliminated at the Greatest Royal Rumble? What did I think? He never got thrown over the top rope. That's right. You're absolutely right. We need a rematch. Get them all back on an airplane and get them over there. That is true. That is true. Omega versus Okada. I can't wait for the 2 out of 3 falls. No time limit match. That would be great. Steve Kane. Rolex interesting. Steve, you're late. My battery's dying out. Steve Kane, one of the great referees. He's also got a great podcast, and he's a very dear friend. That's it. I got to end this. My battery is on Mania. Yeah, maybe they will. I mean, maybe there'll be controversy, and so it's too late, too early for WrestleMania. SummerSlam's where the big stuff has got to happen. Take care, everyone. Broken, and yes, the battery is on life support. I'll see you at the matches. It's over.